Hello friends. So it's been a hot minute since I recorded a video. I do these things in succession and then I try to store them up. So when I went on vacation recently to Portland, which I may or may not talk about, not sure yet, but that could be fun. And so, oh hi Capo, I decided that I just completed an improv show and I thought, hey, what better time? And Capo approved that I would talk about some things. Oh, my candle is too close for comfort. Some things to tie in. I smelled like something was burning. I don't know. Oh gosh. Some things. I decided to put today's bow is a headband that normally I put the bow in the back. I'm doing the bow in the front. I'm trying to do like an 80s vibe without looking too costumey. This is challenging for my SE, even though I'm an FE-SE. I don't know, Dave and Shan. I know you said I'm FE-SE, but I think my SE is still below my NI. I still don't think I'm good at that sort of thing, but thank you. So, yeah, improv. So I do, I honestly have taken a bit of a break, but I used to just hit it hard and do improvisational theater, which for those of you that aren't familiar, it is making up scenes on the spot based on audience suggestions. And I know a lot of people in at least North America are familiar with this show from the 90s called Whose Line Is It Anyway? Which is short form improv. There's short form and there's long form. And short form is games. It's you can get words or suggestions, and things change a lot because you're playing a game. So for example, there's a game called New Choice, and you'll be doing a scene, and then someone on the side who's also an improviser might ring a bell and say New Choice, and then you have to say a new word that goes. It might make sense, it might not, but then your partner and you have to somehow justify it and make it make sense. So it's a cool way to exercise your mind and creativity. I like to think that improv is highly extroverted, intuition based, NE, all day, every day. It's definitely worked that muscle for me, and I find myself now playing out more NE in my everyday life because I'm an improviser, and so I'm sort of like connecting things that shouldn't normally be connected because that muscle's been worked, which is pretty cool. So I can see how like ENTPs, ENFPs, people with lead NE, I can kind of see how that works. So it's really fascinating. And I'd like to hear from other people that use NE as well, even if it's not your first function, how it plays out for you. If it's just sort of constantly thinking and connecting things and brainstorming, because that's how I see it or use it and feel my way through the function, as it were. So yes, so that's short form, which a lot of people love. Not my favorite style of improv. I love long form, and for those of you that are writers or actors, you probably would like this too, because what you're essentially doing is you're creating a scene or a set of scenes for 20 minutes to an hour or however long you want it to go, and it needs to sort of, this is NI. So you're using that introverted intuition to have a through line of your characters and your plot and your setting, and it has to make sense and it has to go somewhere. Whereas the short form is very quick and you're trying to just get a quick laugh, do the game, and be done. This is like, okay, we have to actually develop something here. And as a writer, which I consider myself a writer, it's fun because you get to, you're thinking of dialogue on the spot, characters on the spot, you're editing on the spot, you're kind of doing it all with your partner in sync, and you're trying to mind meld and really come together and bring your thoughts into something cohesive and beautiful and creative and funny a lot of times with improv. Although I'm interested in exploring maybe more dramatic improv. That would be interesting to me, but I haven't yet, but I would love to do that. So that being said, hopefully that gives you like a nice introduction to what improv is if you're not familiar. And if you're not familiar, check out your city and find out what local theaters you have. You might be surprised, there's improv everywhere. you might be able to check out something on a weekend night or a weeknight even, and you might watch it and go, wow, this is pretty funny and pretty interesting. Even if you would never do it yourself, I challenge you to check it out, because it's neat to see humans really getting raw and authentic, and because you're on the spot, you even as the improviser are amazed a lot of times at what comes out of you. And so a lot of times I'll say something and I'm in the middle of a scene and there's an audience. I'm like, oh, I don't know where that came from, but okay, we'll go with it. And my partner and I have to somehow make sense of it. So it's really, really interesting. And you learn a lot about people because they're bringing their tool belt of experiences, life experiences, and what their knowledge base. That's what you have to pull from in improv. That's all you have to write your script and to develop your characters and your plot. And so it's really cool to get to know people that way, through what comes out of their improvisational experience. So that being said, I'll get to my message. I'm on the edge of my seat, literally. Wow, I gotta scoot back here. I want to say that something big in improv is the foundation of improv is something called yes and essentially it means accepting something and building upon it. So in improv, your partner will say something or do an action and you're agreeing to it. You're saying, yep, this is the accepted reality. You're not agreeing to it if they have a gun to your face and they say, I'm going to shoot you, and you go, okay, it's not that. It's just, I'm accepting that, and this is, usually there's not a gun in a scene, so I really took it too far. Steve Carell in The Office style. Because you're not supposed to really have guns in the scenes. But anyway, but you would accept that reality and say, okay, this is actually happening, so how would I react? Let me think of a different example. Say your partner's talking about being an astronaut in space. You wouldn't say, we're not in space, you're delusional. No, that would ruin the scene. You would accept that you are astronauts in space and go off of that and say something and it. The yes is accepting the reality, and the and is adding something and building on it. So I think this translates very well into life. I'm not just here to talk about improvisational theater, although. So that was at first my video cut out. I'm so sad. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm not here to just talk about improv, although I could talk about it a lot. I think there are a lot of tenets to improv that apply to life. And I'll try to make this brief because I don't know why I record on my phone. I don't know why it's telling me I don't have enough time. I probably should erase some videos off of there. I think it applies to life because if you can say yes to things, and of course you don't want to say yes to everything, but if you can try something new, stretch your comfort zone, break through your fears, which usually aren't real anyway. Everyone knows it's an acronym for false evidence appearing real, right? Fear. And if you can contribute in some way that is bringing yourself authentically to whatever situation it is, you're gonna win and you're gonna just be spectacular. So remember, yes, and go for it. Whatever the goal is, the dream, don't be afraid. Push through the fear. And then add your own spin on it. Add your own value to it. So yes, and. I'm sorry I'm saying this so quickly. Like I said, my phone has never died on me before like this. It's saying I reached maximum recording. No! So anyway, alright, thank you guys for watching. I normally don't say this, but I think it's important. If you liked it, please click like. If you enjoyed it, please also subscribe. That would be wonderful. Click the bell, don't click the bell. I don't click bells. But feel free. And thank you guys for watching. And as always, stay weird, my friends. Bye. It's where you are now.